Hello friends, welcome to the channel. Bob here and welcome back to some more Mortal Online 2. I'm just going to tell a little tale really of what happened to me yesterday and what I'm trying to do to recover from it really. There's a book that I wanted to buy, a magic book, and it's in the only place I'm aware of it being is in a place called Jungle Town, which is, I was in Medjugorje at the time and it's far to the south. Um, Sorry, Medjugorje is kind of Medjugorje is kind of the eastern side of the map, and the Jungle Town is far to the south. And the first thing that I discovered was that the map of the game is deceptively huge. Um, we're looking at like half an inch. There is like a player. There is a player. There isn't an in-game map. There is, or an official map. There is a player-made map that's pretty accurate, but you don't really grasp the scale of the game from that map. Like a half an inch on the player-made map takes ages to traverse. So that was the one thing that caught me off guard. But it was an interesting adventure because I wanted to get this book. So I thought I'd set off and start towards the area. I started following the coast from Medjugorje to the south. I thought I'll go south, and then I'll follow the coast. I'll follow the southern coast east, which should put me somewhere near the jungle map. A jungle camp. It didn't do that. Again, I think mostly because I thought I was somewhere that I wasn't, because I misjudged the scale of the map and the size of the world. And I was lost. I was my survival skills are terrible in real life. Translating the size of the map to the in-game world was a complete failure, and I ended up. I had a horse. I crossed some plains purposely to pick up a horse on the way because I didn't have a horse. I picked up a horse, and even with a horse, the journey was really, really long. And eventually, my horse died, and I didn't know where I was, because I completely misjudged things. I was on a beach. It was literally like Robinson Crusoe or something like that. I had an accident on a cliff edge. My horse died. Luckily, I survived, but I was at the bottom of this cliff on a beach, lost. I had no idea where I was on the map, and that was something that I hadn't faced in an MMO for some time, And this has been a completely different experience for me over other MMOs that I've played recently. I think first and foremost the fact that it's an open world. Look at that! It's gorgeous. I mean, this world is amazing, and finding the jungle biome was just like a revelation. I've never seen a jungle or forested area be done so well in a game. I've had experiences in this game that I've never had before. Just exploring. Normally in MMOs, you kind of explore the world, and what you're looking out for are points of interest that involve killing things generally, or something similar. But in this game, the world is so richly built from an environmental point of view that you find yourself I found myself just exploring, just to see what's around the next corner, and not a dragon cave or a band of orcs or whatever, but just literally to see how the world's been built, and what the developers have done with the world itself, and it's the world really is the champion in this game. That is the real game for me personally. Other people play the game for different reasons, but I keep logging in every day, just to wander around the world on foot, even if I don't know where I am. So long story short, I ended up dying. I ended up drowning because I was stuck on this island, and I tried to swim back to the mainland. Ended up drowning. I had a couple of gold on me that I lost. I wasn't going to go and try and find it. I would have no idea where to go. I'm going to stick with a river this time because I roughly know where I am if I'm near the river. But long story short, I ended up respawning at a priest in what I thought was the jungle town, but it wasn't. It was a camp in the jungle, but it wasn't a jungle town. And I've been travelling for so long, and I thought, well, if I die here, I'm on the south coast. I must be somewhere near the jungle camp, but I wasn't. I spawned at the nearest point to where I died, which was a camp that is still a long journey from the jungle camp. That sells this is all just for one book that costs 50 silver, by the way. But the time it's taken me, like hours, like the fact that I died, the fact that I still haven't found my way there, I wasn't salty at all, because this is what I've got. You know, this is what this is where I'm wandering, and it's a glorious. It really is glorious. I can't, you know. I know a lot of people will think, probably rightly so, as it's a game. It does feel a bit like a walking simulator. Or a running simulator until your stamina runs out. You know, some people say, well, it's just not populated, there's nothing to do. And I understand that. There are places to go where things do happen, and there are camps and etc, 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 and mobs and all different types of things. I've heard people talking about various mob camps and things. So the game does have those, but it's so, the world is so vast that, well, where am I coming to? Please don't bring me to a. I'm hoping I'm not coming to a dead end, because the player creative map kind of tells me that if I follow this river far enough, I should come to a bridge that I can cross, and it will lead me into the section where it looks like we're still going east. So that's pretty good. Yeah, as I said, I know that this will just not be for some people, but it's just amazing. You know, you just go from area to area seamlessly, and you pick a point in a distance, you can go to it. I know it's not the first game to do that, but the world is so rich, and there are so many different things to see, you know, different environments to be in. I haven't found a snowy one yet, which I'm quite disappointed about. I'm hoping there is one at the moment. Just look at that down there, the river going away into the distance there. I hope you're getting some sort of idea. It looks like there might be a path here. And I've literally been... Oh, oh my God, there's a horse. Okay, is this someone... What am I carrying on me? Horses are notoriously... well, the ones that I've found anyway. Oh, it's gone. Damn. Maybe it was a player horse and the player died or logged out or whatever, and yeah, okay. I thought it was a bit weird finding a steppe horse there, but there you go. Just looking at down that valley there, following the river, just phenomenal. Great environmental sounds as well. You know, like you probably can't hear particularly well, but yeah, I've got some decent open-backed headphones, and there's a real sense of space. But yeah, that's kind of all I had to say, really, just to tell you my adventure of trying to find a jungle camp, the horse dying, being stranded on a beach, and I literally had no idea where I was, and I'm still not 100% sure. I'm hoping at some point that following this I will come to a bridge. But this reminds me, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of photorealism in games, particularly. I do like the retro kind of, you know, early 90s visuals. But in a game like this, it's just amazing. Like, I can put myself in situations where I've been wandering next to a river, and the atmosphere and the feeling and the lighting and the textures, it really does evoke, well, you know, wandering for a real world. And yeah, amazing. That was it, really. That's all this video was about. It was about the environments, but also it was about, as I said, about the feeling that I've had in this game that I haven't experienced. I'm trying to think of another game where I've found the gamey world interesting to explore, and I'm not sure really that I have. Even modern games, open world games that I've played. Yeah. As I said, I know that some people, you won't be convinced by this, because you'll want trolls and dragons or whatever along the coast, along the river here, that you can fight, or some animals and whatnot. And I understand that, and the game is still in development, so I've kind of heard, you know, looking at Discord and stuff, that, you know, there is going to be more of a game. You know, they're going to populate the world a bit more, I think. But the thing to remember is that the world is... Oh, there's another player. Uh-oh, this could be the end of my journey. But the thing to remember is that there is... the world is huge. As I said, I completely misjudged it. walking along without his armour and he decided to put his armour on. Well, you can kill me if you like, but I mean, you know, being as I'm a Dexer, Dex based, I'm assuming that he probably won't be able to run as fast as me, not in that armour, unless I'm missing something with how the rules work. Yeah, but this really feels like I'm running for a dungeon. So running for a, you know, a forested area with a river and the sounds, bird sounds, etc., all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think he decided that chasing me probably wasn't a good idea, considering I'm wearing and carrying nothing, and I run very fast. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to show you the environments. I just wanted to say that this game's given me an experience that I haven't had, and I think it's almost like, in some ways, the world is the perfect world. What I've been looking for, you know, like I remember doing a video about Cyberpunk, and that is probably the next best thing. You know, I guess that's more of an urban version of this world. But that's what I'm looking for from my next gen MMOs, is a world this big where you just can get lost, you know, where you will just get lost. There isn't a map. You know, you need to rely on your sense of direction, landmarks, etc. And there is a sense of danger. I mean, you know, I haven't actually gone into a PvP battle yet. You know, it's like, I don't quite know if there are just certain rules in place, like etiquettes with regards to PvP. I'm sure there are people that just gank other people, but yeah, I haven't really come across that yet. So hopefully this was the bridge that I was looking for. What flower is that? Nothing. Let's look back up the river. The sun breaking through the trees there. Yeah, I'm hoping this is a bridge to cross, and what I'll probably do is, if I get to the jungle camp, I'll finish off the video there. But if I don't, then this will be the end of the video. But yeah, I've had an experience in Mortal Online 2 that I haven't had yet. In some ways, this is almost a perfect open world from a fantasy game, but the game side of it is still lacking, because I guess ultimately that's what we're all looking for. But anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. Unless I find the jungle camp, in which case, there's another brilliant view. Look at that there, the river. I'm not sure if I need to be going south still. The river splits off here and goes east. I'll have to check the map, try and get a rough idea. Anyway, yes, thanks for watching, or I might be back. Hello, welcome back to the video. So I've just found some mushrooms in the forest, in the jungle, that I've just been picking. These are called moon sponge. And there's one here, Amanita muscaria. So just picking those up. I think at some point I'll probably do some herbalism, alchemy, maybe. But I'm truly I just wanted to pick up here, because I'll take my UI off as well, because I'm in the jungle, thick in the jungle, all around me. Yeah, pretty again, pretty amazing from an environmental side of things. I'm trying to go directly south. I followed the river to a point where I was pretty sure where I was, and then directly from that point, directly south from that point is where the camp apparently is. But as I said, from that point to the camp, it's probably a fair old trot. But I just wanted to come back and show you part of some of the forest environments, or as it's called, the jungle. Yeah, pretty amazing. I'm not sure if I'm going to end up at the camp, but hopefully I will, and I'll be able to show you that. Assuming that I don't die, of course, because I'm only coming here to buy a book, and I'm sure someone's going to tell me that the book's available somewhere else. It's much easier to get to, but I've enjoyed the journey anyway. Yeah, so fingers crossed that I can show you the camp. I believe it's a lawless camp, so I'm not even sure if I'll be able to get the book. If there are players there that will just, yeah, kill me. But anyway, we'll see. Hello guys, welcome back. So we are approaching the jungle camp after all this time. And I might do a little video after this just to give a little bit of a guide on how to find it. It's taken me, like, since the previous part of this video, it's been over an hour of exploration, but I've finally found the camp. So I'm hoping I can buy my book, and of course hoping that well, I'll just be happy to buy my book and start reading it. I'm not sure if you die, if you lose your book that you're reading. Petrologist librarian, but I'm looking for the animist librarian. Oh, I love that. Wall hanging stroke mural type thing. That's awesome. Okay, so what have we got? Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff with regards to all sorts of things. And there we go. Dominate 1. Okay. Let's start reading it straight away. Okay, so this is the camp. This is the camp. We found it after an amazing journey. So you may have noticed this is a different character. Actually, I kind of re-rolled because I looked a bit more into taming. The Fat Mage was more of an experiment. That kind of extreme build centered around one thing is not really my kind of thing particularly. And I love taming in games. It's my favourite activity. And I know that taming is in the game. It's not particularly deep at the moment. There's lots of skills and stuff to learn. But I wanted to try the whole animal taming thing. So there are a number of books and skills that you want to do. And what I'm doing here is I'm going for a character that from what I've read and listening to people and talking to a couple of people who do taming seems to work better from foot rather than horseback, for a number of reasons, which I'll do in the future when I do a taming video. Yeah, so I went for a dexterity based character, which just means that I can move quick on foot. That's mainly what that's all about. Some points into constitution for some kind of hit points. I'm going to put some points into strength. I'm going to be a tamer mage. That might seem weird because I'm not putting too many points into psych or intelligence, but this will change at some point. So obviously your build will change at some point. But between 15 intelligence dictates the damage. Partly dictates the damage that you do with your spells. And from 50 to sort of like, I don't know if it's 120, 130. Apparently there's no scaling at the moment. There's going to be, but at the moment there isn't any scaling. So having more than 50 intelligence, unless you want to go right up and be a dedicated mage and get like 120, 130 intelligence, doesn't really seem to be any damage scaling at the moment. So I'm kind of going for 50 intelligence and I'll lock that there. And then psych. Psych and intelligence combined does give you your mana score. So I might put a few more points into psych just to bring my mana total up, my mana pool up. But it's mostly this build is mostly based around the fact that I can run really fast. I can walk and run really fast, essentially. I've already done some of the taming skills. So I will be. Apparently, one of these doesn't work. To unlock pet attacks. I'm not sure which one it is at the moment, but I will do a video on taming once I learn a bit more about it. But I've started to cover some skills in the taming tree, and I'll be doing some mage stuff, like as a secondary, basically. Like I will get some meditation. I will get some mana regeneration skills. I will do some of this stuff as well, depending on how many points I've got. The reason that I came to get the dominate skill, spell book, whatever you want to call it, library book to learn, is that under dominate you also get a skill that lets you dominate animals, and it's permanent as well. So you can either tame them or you can dominate them, and they still, once you've dominated a pet, it's kind of your pet, a bit like taming. And you can put it into the stable and all that kind of thing. So I'm going to be trying out the two different forms of taming. So actual animal taming and then the dominate spells to see how that works. yeah, and I will do a video of that in the future. But I've found the camp, which I'm really happy about. I don't care if I die now. Um, and my task now will be, I'm going to make sure while I'm here that there's no other books that I need. But I think what I'll be doing, there's a load of books here. I mean, this Animist trainer sells lots of books. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's worth sticking around here to earn some gold to buy some of these. The beast ones I think you can get elsewhere, but they're really expensive, so that's going to be a bit later on down the line. I think what I'll do is I will get my mage skills to where I want them and kind of balance them out, and then kind of get my taming skills as well. But I need to go and earn some more gold. But we're at the camp. Hurrah!